And welcome to the National Meat Treasure with your host, Fred Durst.
And your other
Fuck
host.
you, nigga.
Patrick
Fuck
Stewart.
Fred Durst, too. Fuck that nigga.
Fuck Fred Durst.
Yeah.
Like I said,
Sir Patrick Stewart.
Listen, new metal is for black people, and
Oh, we gonna do it? Okay, we gonna do it. Okay, we gonna do this.
Oh, yeah. He's already on it today.
Let people know who you are first, Thrilla. Let people know who you are first.
Okay.
See,
That song does go wild hard for no
I'm just
reason.
gonna say, I'm Joey. Go ahead, Christian. Introduce yourself, my nigga.
I said it was Sir Patrick Stewart. Nobody listened to it for the first 5 times. But listen, we're already like really charged up. It's already fired up. I think we gotta dive right into it. Right on the chat live today in 2021. Justin attempted to take Joey's black card because he doesn't like nu metal, and that's why we got.
Now, see, the thing is, this song,
This guy said Joey is no longer black. That guy. I know he was wearing a fishnet top while he said it. Also,
I have one.
You were.
I have one. I wasn't right at the time. But no.
So Rollin', that song Rollin', unbelievably hard. It's the reason why I even ended up liking Limp Bizkit. But, once I was 13, I stopped liking
Think about
Limp
how
Bizkit.
many kids. Think about how many kids got turned on to nu metal and wrestling at the same time because of that song.
Yes, I was 10.
That was crazy.
That was my time.
Wild.
And then I grew up.
No. Listen, I'm with you on that camp. But let's hear your unique take there, Mr. Justin.
Listen, bro. First of all, the whole point of nu metal, and we've talked about this in the podcast before, and I will talk about it again. For those who don't know, nu metal was a style of metal popularized in the late 90s, early 2000s that would take elements of hip hop and elements of different kinds of metal and combine it for this like black. It was basically for poor people, but like that was because like it wasn't.
That's exactly what it was. That's the right term. It's for poor people,
but not
nu metal
poor
was
financially.
For poor people.
Poor as in like poor attitude,
poor
humans,
humans?
Poor style, poor taste.
Poor whoa, poor
Heavy
style.
on
The style
taste.
is terrible.
No, we're not dissing nu metal style.
My nigga.
Versus any other kind of metal. First of all, don't you listen to like fucking? I mean, I don't even want to talk about metal on this podcast, but I will defend nu metal tooth and nail.
All right,
nigga, don't you listen to like
so weird
counterparts and all that like melodic gay shit, nigga? Like, no, that's
you
for
ain't
white
talking about
boys.
me.
Listen,
No, you ain't talking about me.
That's for white boys. Nu metal is
listen
for
to
niggas.
Midwestern emo.
First of all,
because I'm a
and guess what? None of those melodic metal acts or none of those Western emo acts, none of them have songs with fucking Exhibit and Ice Cube like fucking Limp Bizkit does.
None of those niggas have shit locks. They're not white men with shit locks and giant fucking pants. We're not gonna put that on our people, bro. We're better than that. What
if you had like a Midwestern emo tape? Like if we get fucking American Football featuring Dr. Dre.
He would never do it because he's a nigga.
Oh, but he would.
Just like
he's an old. No, he wouldn't do it.
And he's on it. Head. He's like twinkle, twinkle.
Now, just like Corey Taylor is a nigga, and Fred Durst is a nigga.
No,
the first two Slipknot albums are for black people.
You can't say that, bro.
The first two Slipknot albums are for niggas.
See, the thing is,
feed, kill, repeat.
Yep. I will always love Slipknot. That was always one of my first favorite bands. The nu metal I hate really is like Limp Bizkit. Like it was cool. Like I said, it was cool when I was like 10. And then when we were going to the shows we were going to together, and I started seeing those dudes being hype about it, I'm like, wow, y'all are really pretending to be hype about some shit that when I was little, like y'all are some corny niggas, because I never liked Korn, or like.
Hold on. I'll defend Korn.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying Korn is shitty. I'm not saying fuck Korn. I was just never a fan.
Oh, okay.
You know, I was just never a fan. And then I got into Slipknot, and then Volume 3 of the Subliminal Verses came out, and then I was like, oh, I like heavy music, and I started playing guitar, and then
Subliminal Verses.
So basically, if you get a Grammy, you have to thank Slipknot.
Sure.
For getting you into music.
Bro.
So there you go. It's for niggas, bro. Think about it. Think about it like this, right? We all got into heavy music because of nu metal, right? So Metallica was around, Led Zeppelin was around. I was listening to that shit because that was for white boys. I was all about the new metal.
Metallica goes hard though.
OD.
Metallica sucks. My intro to Metallica was the nigga complaining about Napster steals. So I was like, oh, this is supposed to be like a heavy metal dude.
Really? It is.
Yeah,
really corny.
that's not fair. You fuck Lars Ulrich for that.
That was my intro to like Metallica. I was like, this nigga's mad rich and mad corny. Like,
I'm saying fuck a lot of famous, important people. Like
we're
niggas
gonna,
won't
we're gonna
touch
brush
me.
shoulders one day, and they're gonna look at you. They're gonna look at episode 22 from 2021 on our very exclusive podcast, and they're gonna catch up with you.
They're gonna press me.
Lars is gonna be a word.
and what?
You're not gonna get in.
What's he gonna do? Have me like divide up his old man pills for the week and fucking put them in the little pill case? And they like 70.
Maybe he was planning to suck your toes.
Ooh, and he's not gonna now. I hate Fred Durst because he had beef with Eminem, and at that time when that was happening, I would have literally taken a bullet in my mouth for Eminem.
He had beef with Eminem.
Pause.
Oh yeah, no, they had heavy
that's right.
problems.
Yeah,
But that's
Eminem
not
also
real
had
problems
beef
because
with
somebody
Insane
would have
Clown
ended up
Posse.
dead.
Insane Clown Posse, also niggas.
Yeah, fuck those niggas too.
Insane Clown Posse is
But
niggas.
see, the thing is, Justin, they're not the good
Bro.
niggas. They're the dirty. Like they are the negative stereotypes of black people, except they have white skin.
Bro, can we be real? We went to an ICP show together.
And it was
And
beautiful.
we were around juggalos.
You didn't stay for the whole
People
show.
were
though.
rolling up, smoking, drinking Faygo, and lots of drinks. And people also brought their toddlers to the show.
You see what I'm saying, bro?
Like painted up.
Listen.
And then what bothered me was that how they looked disgusted at their fellow juggalos because they were smoking weed. Now, I don't know.
It's just,
But I feel like if that's the aesthetic,
there's
if
a
you're going
cognitive
for it.
dissonance there. You know?
Yeah.
It's
Listen,
just not
listen.
connecting.
When I marched for George Floyd, okay, I had
Oh,
every nigga
my
in
God.
mind, from Tay Diggs to NBA YoungBoy to Fred Durst.
Okay.
All right, so don't. All I'm gonna say is,
This is exactly what George Floyd wanted to hear during the march. It's like we should have.
all I want to say is, if you have not listened to the $3 Bill tour or the $3 Bill Y'all album by Limp Bizkit, you are missing out. That's all I'm saying.
Hold on. What if Fred
I'm a
Durst
bump it.
was at a BLM march, or would that heal racism?
A
Is that
Blue
what-
Lives Matter march more like it, probably. That nigga's from
Oh,
Jacksonville.
yeah, he would definitely.
They still
he
got the
definitely
Klan
would.
out there.
Oh yeah, the Klan is everywhere. Just
Yeah.
so we're really
Yeah.
clear, guys.
The Klan is every cop.
Yeah, like literally, if you don't think that you've got some kind of white supremacist group within 15 miles of you, I urge you to look, and you'll be pleasantly not surprised.
Or don't look. Keep yourself in ignorance and bliss.
I look. Fuck that. I don't. I gotta keep an eye.
Here's
Nah,
my hot,
that's a
here's
fact,
my
yeah.
hot take. Here's my hot take. Right. I feel like
Please don't say
If
we need
it-
more white supremacist groups.
no. If I had to like pick between one or the other, you know how they have like the pedophile registry, whatever. If
Okay.
I would rather a registry of white supremacists than a pedophile registry, because like if your kid gets fucked, that's kind of on you as a parent. Like how the fuck? You know what I mean?
Hold on. You're missing a giant segment of people that just get their children kidnapped.
Listen,
Like
listen.
we're not all the dude from Taken. We're not going to solve that issue that quick.
Okay, but have you
Like,
looked up
real-
the registry? Have you looked it up?
The pedophile registry?
Yes.
Like, listen,
These niggas are all around us.
As a parent, Facebook groups, like the local community groups, they'll tell you right away, like when somebody moves in and they've got like anything like that. So no, I haven't seen it in a while. But have I been alerted to go look? Yes.
Well, I feel like, because here's the thing about being a pedophile versus being like a white supremacist. I feel like,
Okay.
Well, first of all, with the registry, a lot of it's fucked up. Like, it's not all niggas who fuck kids. It's like,
Oh, of course not. Yeah.
there's people on there
yeah.
who like had sex with consenting adults, but they did it outside,
Yeah.
so they got like public indecency. So
Yep.
like that's whack. But
There's
like
a lot of weird things in there.
Yeah.
or dudes who
I mean,
like
they're not weird.
Or dudes who like slipped up and fucked some teen and didn't know they were a teenager.
Didn't
or whatever.
know, yeah.
And like, I don't have any sympathy for them, but at the same time, like being a white nationalist and like
that's a
like,
terrorist.
You got arrested for like burning a cross in somebody's yard. Like, I feel like that's up because here's the thing, right?
Everyone should know about that.
If you are a pedophile, you can't get a job, right? But you can still get an important job because you're not gonna. There's no like crime for that, right? Like,
right.
You don't get listed as some person in a white nationalist group. You just get if you punch a black guy, you get like, misdemeanor assault, which is off your record, and you can still go on to be a lawyer or be a fucking mortgage broker or something.
You'll
that
get hired because of it.
Yeah, or get hired because of it. But
you're in the Klan, bro. Yo, me too. Go ahead. Here, you want to be the manager of this store?
Go off. Imagine.
Exactly. So I feel like a pedophile can't do as much damage as a white supremacist.
Hey, listen. I don't know where I fall on that. That's kind of like a delicate. That's like a really razor edge.
Don't get me wrong. I would love both to be listed, but like I said, if your kid gets
they're
fucked,
both fucking dangerous.
Yeah,
they're both fucking.
We should have a list. I mean, there is a list. The CIA has
I agree with that. Yeah, but they should definitely publish, and there should be much more information on these groups because they do all kinds of fucking weird dog whistles with each other, bro. Like, I just went to like Sullivan County, New York, and there was a ton of shit that like if you don't just like it's not on like in your view, you don't notice it, right? Like there's references to like oath keepers, they're 3%ers, and they can say whatever the fuck they want.
Yep.
But they are the kind of group that they are. And I saw stickers, I saw little flags, and it's not obvious. It's not like as obvious as a Trump flag would be,
right?
Like like flying across their face. But it's shit like that, bro. And it'd be like the most like normal looking person, like just walking up and you're like, oh.
You know how we could solve the pedophile problem is making abortion legal across the United States and the world. That would be fucking great. Less babies getting assaulted sexually. But that's just my hot take of the pod.
On paper, yeah.
No, I mean, you're not wrong. I mean...
Because, let's be honest. Like, if you got a kid that you didn't want, that you were forced to have, you're probably going to let them roam around and do whatever the fuck, and they're going to get into some shit. Going to throw a ball, it's going to land in the wrong person's yard, and that guy's going to be like, come in for cookies, and he's going to be like, well, my mom doesn't teach me anything because I don't... She doesn't like me much, so I'll come into your house. And it just got dark on the pod.
Oh, it just got dark.
We started out dark. We were talking about how nu metal is made for black people exclusively. We're already there. Like, that's a dark place. Like, why didn't we get the album with DMX and like Slipknot? Why didn't we get? I'm
pretty sure there is a DMX feature on some nu metal album. I'm not gonna look that up, but I'm definitely sure that exists.
Wasn't he on one of the Roland remixes, or was that just Redman and Method Man? Nah, Roland had DMX fire. And Redman, right? Like the Urban Assault remix, Urban Assault vehicle.
Yes.
Well, that kind of puts a lot of credence behind Justin's claims, because, but.
This is for the niggas, strictly for the niggas. For the niggas. The real niggas. But to lighten the mood, missed you guys. We didn't get to record on Friday because...
Yeah, man.
I was doing something I don't even know. Oh, you were in traffic.
Well...
And I was...
You had to go to work.
I had something going on.
You had something with work come up, and you know what? That was rough. That fucking day was terrible, man. Yeah. Like, I don't know how I came across two fucking accidents, and like the second one was way worse than the other one. But Justin, you know exactly where I live. Like, there's never anything that resembles traffic. So like, I was in much more pain than normal. Like, yeah, I was like in standstill for 45 minutes.
I was actually having this conversation pretty recently. I don't mind standstill traffic because usually when I'm in standstill traffic, I'm prepared for it because I know I'm going somewhere with standstill traffic. But I hate when the road is just crowded enough for me to have to do the speed limit. That shit pisses me off. Like when I can't just buck it out at 80 miles an hour. Because it's not quite rush hour, but it's like 3:45. Ooh, that shit bugs me, bro. I just want to go fast. And then there's people who do go fast, and you have to like be like, "Oh, that guy's an asshole," but really he's just more brave than me. Because he's whipping it in out of lanes.
What did you just go get, Joey?
My bottle. That was a bottle of water.
Oh, all right. I thought it was a lightsaber for some reason. I don't know. I was like, is he gonna like whip out like? Are we gonna whip out toys? Because like, I can go upstairs and start bringing more stuff.
Dildo.
The biggest dildo.
The biggest metal dildo.
That's definitely a conversation.
So are you about as? So you talked earlier in the podcast about how girthy your penis is. Are you about as girthy as that bottle? Because if so, you're a weapon and you need to be registered.
Hold on, Joey. Before you answer, just do a visual answer. That way, we get more traffic towards the YouTube, guys.
How girthy is your penis? Is it as thick as that mic?
He's giving a great answer. It's wonderful. We're gonna let you guys get there. You know what, Justin? That is minute. I don't know, man. I'm just stoned already. It is 16 minutes.
I'm stoned.
That's where you're at. Yeah. No, I'm ridiculously stoned. I went pumpkin picking, which is like an activity that has been added since my wife has entered my life.
Right.
White wife entered my life.
To be
because that was something I didn't grow up doing. And it's a weird like activity, but I'm really into it now. That's the fucked up part about it. Like I got let's list more of the dumb shit that I get bothered by for no reason. So there's one thing that bothers me is when I go pumpkin picking and the pumpkins are still not attached to the vine. Now this is great content for all of you guys out there. Now there's something about fucking pulling up a pumpkin attached to the vine that it's like fuck, this is awesome. I just hate the way they like pumpkins that are already like they're ready for you. They're just like they're ready to go. I don't know.
That's your caveman, bro. That's your primordial energy ready to harvest.
I got mad at it because like the last few years we've always gone on pumpkin patches where like I have to bring my knife and cut the vine off, and it just fucking feels awesome. And like I usually get these monster pumpkins. Did not happen this year, so I got to make up for it somehow. I have spent upwards of $45-50 for a pumpkin, so I'm a crazy person. Because I again, another activity that has entered my life since my wife, I carve pumpkins.
Yeah.
I don't know how, like were pumpkins not available when I was a kid? Or did I just grow up really, really poor? Because I spent $20 on pumpkins today, and I got like probably like 150 pounds of pumpkins. So I have no idea how we got there. Did you guys go do any of that shit when you guys were kids?
Pumpkin picking? Fuck no.
I did not pick pumpkins, nor did I carve them, but my grandmother would go and buy pumpkins and we would paint faces on them.
Oh, that's mad sweet.
I carved a pumpkin with my mom.
Rest in peace, Grandma Bev.
Hey, rest in peace. Yo, that is a really sweet memory. I love hearing those kind of things. You carved a pumpkin with your mom?
Yeah, like a couple times though, but like it's not like we didn't have a tradition of it. It was like, yeah, we did this thing, and we were like, all right,
we did it.
We don't want to do that again. Fuck that shit. It was messy.
No, I ended up digging it. I don't know why.
Yeah,
and we freestyle it every year, and we're getting like better. I get very geeky with everything in my life, but I want to. I'm gonna get a little Dremel just to like start getting like finer faces.
That's fire.
So, I don't know. It's just one of those stupid activities we end up doing for the holidays. Like, and we've gotten a lot of them so far. Like, I'm so excited for it being cold and tamales season because I'm gonna be making tamales. I'm gonna be having mad fun, and we're talking about it. It is fucking like October, which I have no idea how fast time has gone. Like, we're at episode 22, guys. Like, yo, round of fucking applause, boys. Like, we're doing it every
We don't need to talk about time because I'm turning 35 in like 10 months, and I needed to slow down. I'm not a millionaire yet. This is not how I pictured my life going. I wake up every morning to vicious existential crisis. Let's let time slow down a little bit. Or like I said,
top of the morning, top of the morning, top
Don't
of the
worry,
morning,
bro.
top of the morning,
Don't worry.
top of the morning.
35, ready to thrive.
Listen, bro. Listen, if 35 was a poster, it should be you. Look at you. You look good. You look refreshed. Listen, I've known you for a long time. You weren't an ugly person, but you are definitely at like some kind of physical peak performance. Like you look beautiful.
You're hot when you can actually say, yeah, like I know I'm hot. Like you do that because it's like you got a card.
And you got a wild. Think about it this way, right? Now your demographic has like increased tenfold, right? Like when you were younger, I mean, it was like only like a certain amount of people were gonna like you, but now at this beautiful like perfection that you are just like wildly hot to everyone. So
you know what?
I say
a friend was telling me last night.
It's good on you.
So a friend was I was telling a story last night to a friend because apparently this weekend people love to talk about how hot I am. So, which should be every second of my life. But I was talking to a friend and I was telling her that one time I was at this bar and I thought it was a gay bar. I thought it was like a lesbian bar because like everyone there was kind of like on a date. So I was like, and I was just like new in town. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to post up here and have a drink because like it was COVID hours. You know, the bar was closing at 11. It was already like 10:15. I was like, all right, let me just sit here and have a drink for 45 minutes. And I see this girl across the bar, dark skin, big fro, big butt. And I'm like, damn, she's fine. But I'm looking at her friends and I'm like, she's probably gay. So I just mind my business, continue to drink. Sure enough, well, not sure enough because I wasn't really sure of myself at the moment, but I had my little pigtails in and the girl walks up to me and she's like, I like your hair. And, sure enough, we began fucking later.
Damn, cut to the chase, why don't you?
It's a good day.
But I told the story to my friend and she goes, yeah, no, like you're definitely hot enough that girls who like women would still want to fuck you. I was like, well, thank you. I was like, I was like, am I though? Like I'm very masculine presenting. I have a beard. She's like, yeah, but you just have like a feminine, elegant look about your face. And I'm like, well, thanks, pal.
That's actually like a very nice compliment. Like I get it. Listen, but you got it, man. So like, don't feel bad about 35. 35 is gonna look good on you. Just like 34, it looks good on you. My birthday's coming up in a couple weeks, so that's gonna be
holy shit,
gonna be crazy. I have no idea.
Is it going to be crazy? Are you gonna have a fucking rager? Are we doing Molly? Are we getting a water slide?
I should do. We can get like vegetable oil on one of those water slides and like just do shrooms.
Dude, how have we not had an orgy with the boys? I would love like a drug-fueled Project X type birthday party with the boys. I don't care whose birthday it is. I just feel like we're grown. We got money. Let's rage, bro. Get the babysitter. Have an orgy. Let's I'm not you where I can get my fulfillment at the pumpkin patch picking off the vine. I need 3 mouths on me regardless of their genders.
See, you, like the way you kept saying orgy with the boys, I'm just not on
I don't know if we can do that.
I
don't think that's a lot of personality like to have to deal with, especially thinking of our friend set.
Imagine
I'm so good.
Imagine what that would be like.
Shout out to you guys, but not one of you would strike me to want to be around you in that way. But
y'all niggas too wholesome, bro. Like I said, I need some. Project X is actually on Netflix, and I never saw it, but the trailers are just like, this is what I want for my life.
Wait, you never saw it?
Bro, watch that movie.
Yeah,
watch that movie, bro.
Have somebody over when you watch that movie, because it's gonna make you like.
If partying was like porn, you would jerk off to it. Like it will kind of turn you on how lit the shit is.
It does. It did it for me.
It made me really sad, to be honest.
It just ended up happening.
That's how I felt about American Pie.
Because I never did. I never. No, I just never did that shit. I was like, man, I know niggas who.
Dude, wait. Let's touch on it. Are you guys the same as me? Where like, do you guys get like a little bummed out when you see those like high school coming of age movies? Because I get sad all the time. I'm like, damn, I should have went to college.
Well, let's plug in one of my new favorite shows, aka yours, Sex Education. Like their high school life, like I go like, that was not mine. Mine was like pregnancy scares and people getting stabbed.
Mine was. I remember. It's so funny. Like I tell people about my high school experience, and like white people, and they're usually like
they don't believe you.
They either don't believe me or they act like I was in
because it sounds like
the apocalypse. Dude, I remember one time there was like a Lord of the Rings gang battle between the Crips and the Latin Kings, and they came. So like, I went to Hillcrest High School, which is obviously on the crest of a hill, and there was a bunch of Latin Kings coming down the hill and a bunch of fucking Crips coming up the hill. And the Crips were all burning yellow flags because they were, and they just fucking...
Wow.
It was a war.
Came together in the middle.
It was like the orcs coming against the elves.
Yep, and I was just sat there and I watched it across the street and all the cops showed up and I was like, this is where I go to high school. And and collectively, I think I probably skipped 2 years of high school. Like I just cut because I was like, I'm not getting into a fight today. I'm not dealing with some teacher who clearly does not want to be there today. I tried to fight one of my teachers like because he just failed me because he was a dick. And it's not like I had we were in groups and everyone in my group would copy off of me because I was always correcting him. Because I used to, when I was a kid, I was a nerd and I would read encyclopedias. So there was a lot of shit that he would just get wrong. And I would just correct him. And then he would look it up and then be like, oh, my bad. But then he failed me and passed everybody else who was copying off my work. So when I got my report card, I remember because at Hillcrest, they would do it where it was a day off and you would get your report card on the day off and then just go home. So I got my report card.
You get your ass whooped the entire day.
Exactly, by your parents.
Right. You don't get till 3 o'clock to figure.
I remember
I remember
65 days missing.
Oh yeah, but I remember I saw this teacher when I got my report card, and I was like, "Hey, yo, Mr. Schneider," and he saw me and he knew exactly what it was about, and he just booked it running down the hall, and I chased him for a little bit. If the school wasn't so crowded that day, I would have caught him.
You terrorized him.
That's crazy.
That poor
Niggas cheated on you. And passed.
Thank God for New York Regents exams because I passed all my Regents with 90s. God. But I never went to class ever.
You were one of those good test takers. Yeah, I was in that same category. Person, if you could put me in front of the test, I would be fine.
Well, my thing was
outside of that, constant class.
Oh, I would cut, and dude, there was one time where I would cut class. And then I would come for any kind of test reviews or any kind of hey, you have, such and such day to hand in the homework for all the homework you've missed. And there was one class, it was a math class where I showed up and this woman was like, who are you? And I was like, I'm in this class. And she's like, oh,
yeah.
And it was the third to last day of class. And I'm like, yeah, I'm here for the Regents review. And she's like, I don't think you're going to pass the Regents because you haven't been here. And I was like, I'm going to pass the Regents. And I passed the Regents.
Yeah. I was awful at math. So I was always going to fail in that, but everything else, all those other classes, I could take a Regents and do well and skate by. Thank you, New York City school system.
Man.
Letting us getting by with that shit.
Yeah, it was a wonderful time.
Thank you.
But yeah, those coming of age movies where they fucking go off to college and I never had that experience. And obviously I don't care to have it as an adult because I don't want to be 60 grand in debt like my friends. It would have been nice to have that. There's always going to be a part of me that's going to be damn, did I really miss out in those 4 years?
Yeah.
And then you go through other people's experiences.
Because we were doing a lot of stupid. We did a lot of the stupid shit that young people we were the kind of group of assholes that would just do straight up frat boy bullshit. I remember putting mustard in people's pants and mayonnaise in people's underpants. Just because it was funny to me. My brother, and this is probably the coolest thing I ever heard about college. My brother was in some frat, and he told me, and this was years after he had graduated. We hadn't spoken in years, but we went for a lunch one day, and he told me that at one point the most girls he ever fucked in one day was 11. And it was a competition between him and him. But no, it wasn't some girls came over back to back. No, there was a bunch of girls in a room with his frat boys, and they all lined him up. And they had to see who could fuck the most of them. And I don't think he was even the most. I don't think he even won that contest. And it was 11 bitches in one day. And then he was I had a bunch of threesomes. For him.
So this is what I'm talking about. The sex I think that's what it is. That whole Project X thing. I think I in my head college is like that. And because I didn't have college, I want that. But at the same time, I've taken college classes and I don't even know how I would pass class and have been on that shit even when I was in my 20s.
Right.
Why don't we steal the plot of Old School, set up a fraternity, and do it ourselves? Wait, we were talking about that. It's problematic. Now that's a problematic whole movie. Those guys are Old School. Yeah.
Oh, why? Because they were
it's one of the
getting hit on by 18-year-olds and they were 35 or something like that.
Correcto mundo. They were in their mid 30s to almost late 30s. I think.
Let's ask the audience. Is it weird for someone in their mid 30s to fuck an 18-year-old consensually?
I mean, that removes an entire discography of pornography.
Yeah.
Like literally, like you throw out just barely 18 kind of shit. Like that's like that has to be like 50% of
Dude, it was so funny.
I was actually thinking about this recently too.
There was a podcast that Waving the Red Flag with Eddie Overgold on TikTok, and he says that like, you know, it's weird that like when you watch gangbang porn with an 18-year-old, you're literally just kind of witnessing a crime. Because like an 18-year-old doesn't have like the sense to make that kind of decision that she should be fucking 6 guys at the same time.
But then she also totally did. Maybe.
But here's the thing, like a lot of girls in the porn industry, or at least back in our, like, you know, the earlier days, I don't know how it is now because like of OnlyFans, I think. Actually, there was a conversation about this exact thing. So it was Abella Danger and Mia Khalifa fighting on Twitter about a year ago because I'm sure you're both familiar with Abella Danger and Mia Khalifa.
I love Mia Khalifa.
But yeah, Mia Khalifa her whole thing is like porn is objectifying, and you know you're signing these contracts. You're signing these contracts, but like you're 19, you don't even know what the fuck you're signing. Yeah. It's predatory. It's this, it's that, it's that. And then, you know, a lot of people will be like, "Well, bitch, you wouldn't be where you are if it wasn't for porn," because she doesn't do porn anymore. She does like a sports podcasting and other
nobody
shit.
would listen to her.
But here's the thing: Abella Danger, who's a younger star, or I think younger, was fighting with her on Twitter, and she's like, "Bitch, just because you got duped doesn't mean the whole industry is like that. Like, Brazzers has treated me fucking well. That's why I don't even have like an OnlyFans. Like, I am handsomely compensated. I am treated like a fucking goddess." Da 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 da. So, I mean, is it like that because Abella got in a little younger? Well, no, is Abella Danger younger? I don't think. No, I feel like I knew about Bella Danger before I knew about Mia Khalifa. So
everyone's experience in life is different. You know, everything is nuanced. Like some people go through bad shit. There's some people at your job who are like, yo, that place fucked me over, fuck them. And other people who are like, I had a good experience, things went well for me, you know, like.
Yeah. But I just want to know about like the industry because, you know, 1999, the industry is 100% predatory. And even if you were enjoying being preyed upon, there you go. Even if you were enjoying being preyed upon and you were really like a super nymphomaniac and didn't even care about the money, the industry itself was still predatory. But I want to know now that people have more autonomy over their bodies on the internet and what they do with it, is it like a valid business? Is it like, are they like really being 100% candid with you and saying like, hey, this is what you're signing up for. This is all we're ever going to ask you to do. If you're not comfortable with that, because you'd think like you'd have more call outs.
Isn't that happening in every industry possible? Like, especially in like creative spaces, right? Like, so musicians are kind of going against the norm of like, I need to be signed to be able to get to the platform of I don't know, success. Like when we're talking about mega stars, right? Like to be able to like reach people at the levels that they do, and it's not necessarily like, there maybe is like 1 or 2 levels like that maybe you got to get to, and you need that kind of like machine, but people are absolutely getting to like superstardom just off of the fact that they're holding complete creative control of what they're doing, because the porn industry has always been on that fact is like, who is in control is absolutely making the workplace either a toxic one or a positive one, right? So like, I mean, you have like even like older porn actresses when they started it. Was it Carmen Electra or who it was? Maybe. It was like I'm trying to think of who it was, but she like set up her own pornography like production company, and she was supposed to be a little more charged towards women. So I don't know. I know women watch pornography.
I think the answer is we all have to become porn stars and get in the industry and find out firsthand. Because there was another thing, there's another thing. Speaking of like gangbanging being a crime, there was a thing that I was watching an interview with Adriana Chechik, because I just end up watching a lot of porn star interviews. Which, by the way, that's our next goal, to get a porn star on the show. But we can circle back to that later. But
hold on, we can definitely get that.
We'll circle back because I got some news.
We can at least start Camstar and then like work our way up. Like
I said, I got some news, but we'll circle back to that. But like Adriana Chechik in an interview was saying, because somebody asked her like, "Are you forced to do gangbangs?" And she's like, "No, I fucking love doing gangbangs." And they're like, oh, are you just like an info? She's like, yeah, but also like, do you know how powerful it is in a room full of men and they have to do whatever you say and you are making tons more money than all of them. You know this for a fact. Right. They can't do anything you don't want them to do. So, you know, like, did Mia Khalifa just get...
I'm going to come.
Did Mia Khalifa just get a bad deal? Or I don't know. But to circle back to the 18 to 35-year-old thing, I think if it's weird, because if you're in a space... If you randomly are at an event and fuck an 18-year-old as a 35-year-old man and, like, didn't know she was 18, I mean, I guess that's not weird, but I feel like it's more weird that, like, as a 35-year-old person, you're in the same space as an 18-year-old, because how in the fuck does that happen, bro? I literally work at a club. I worked at clubs for the last year, and it's rare I'm even around anyone under 25. I take ID, so I know how old they are.
Mia Khalifa... sorry, this was something in my head that was like, I was wondering, like, she talks about how the industry messed with her.
She got
made
fucked over.
$12,000.
Yeah, she got fucked over.
You didn't look at the contract a little bit?
Yeah, I don't.
Like,
I mean,
the same thing is with college, right? Like, you sign contracts for $60,000 at 18 years old, not knowing what the fuck $60,000 really is and how long it's going to take you to pay off. So I mean, that's equally as predatory. So I don't know, man. Like I said, we have to just become porn stars, but. Speaking of, one of my friends who is pretty much solely, I think, a sex worker as her sole income, hit me up asking me how she can start a podcast. So maybe we could get her on at some point. I think she did actually be on when we first started. But, I think her name is like The Cash Dash, spelled with a K, on Instagram. So...
100% down.
I love how you walked away and then like you were off screen and then all I hear is I'm 100% down from the distance.
Do you know why I did that? Because I understand what content is, and that's the kind of stuff that writes itself. So, young lady, Cassius Dash, whatever your name is, you're invited. That kind of brings us to the next thing that we got to be talking about. We're going to be having our first guest next week. So, we're going to have it's going to be a different one, and this is one. So again, because we're assholes and I'm an asshole, I am encouraging you guys to go over to the YouTube channel and watch the video, because I think you have to watch Justin's beauty at 1080p, and you have to be able to fall in love with Joey's honey pool eyes, like at that kind of like at that definition. You need high definition for that. I'm working on 4K, ladies and gentlemen, but the way we get to 4K is by you going to the YouTube channel and seeing that we're going to have our good friend Mike at Hurt X Less. It's Hurtless, but he put the X in there.
The X in between.
It's cool. I think it joins it all. But he's going to be doing, actually, he's going to be drawing live on the pod. And we already got some submissions of people giving us ideas for the drawing. And part of it, some of them were, actually, Justin submitted one. And his horror movie was... do you remember that right off the top of your head?
Knocked Up. Knocked Up is a horror movie.
And suicidal ideation. So that's his favorite fall activity. So that's really good. We also got Chucky drinking warm tea. So I think that's going to be a good one. And then we got somebody who didn't understand the rest of the rules, but we'll forgive you, Carrie. She just suggested, I forgot what it was. Oh, Evil Dead. So I'll figure out something stupid with that, and that's what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna have a good chat with our buddy, and then we're just gonna watch him do some cool shit and comment on it, and that's it. Really, it's gonna be simple.
We gotta start having more guests on this thing. So if you are a person out there of interest, you have something to promote, podcast, you're tattooing, you're doing porn, come on the show, hang out.
We want to know about what. Because I think that's like a good lane for us to also enter, is to enter like the way people who are starting something for themselves, like how they're getting to it. Because we started this podcast by with just flying by the seat of our pants, and we still are, like, we're 100% doing that. But it's like it's been a great process to kind of like see each other kind of grow and see the podcast grow and seeing people fucking check in from all over the place. So really, again, thank you. And I think we're going to have a really nice a nice treat for you guys at the next podcast. And being that it's Halloween, again, if you want to submit what you'd like us to draw, what we're asking for is your favorite horror movie and your favorite fall activity. So go ahead. You could comment on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever the fuck you see this video. I won't even say F. Bleep that out. Like that way we can reach all, because TikTok be silencing people.
But yes, do you agree that Knocked Up is a horror movie?
Is it a horror movie because it's so cute?
Yeah, it's a terrifying fucking movie.
First of all,
fuck this person one time and they get a baby.
He doesn't even remember fucking her. That's the worst part too. He doesn't even remember having sex with her. They get fucking.
Yeah,
she was so
wasn't even a memorable nut.
No, well, I mean, he was blacked out drunk.
It wasn't lit, super messy. You know, you weren't shocked about anything she did.
I mean, he gave her a cream pie. Like, how much messier can you get?
Yeah, you're right.
Like,
that's true.
Like,
that is true.
Like that's full on. Like, you know what? And you know,
like, bro,
like, I think
that's a horror movie.
I've never gotten that drunk.
You've had horrible sex that you don't even remember, because we saw the sex scene as the audience. It was terrible.
Yes.
It was awkward. Then you find out this girl's pregnant. You don't know anything about her. And then on top of that, do you remember the pregnant sex scene they had? Where she was like, "You're not going to fuck me like a dog." And he's like, "That's just the name of the style." Like, what? Like, oh my god!
Just the name of this style, like airbending style, or like earthbending style.
Yeah, like he was having
just like Wu-Tang style.
He was having his project of his life. He lived with his roommates. He lived with all his best friends. They were hanging out every day.
Dirty.
There wasn't a lot of money going around, but you know what? They were
remember?
having fun. And then the baby came along and ruined it. That's a horror movie, if you ask me.
It did break up everything. Like it ruined like the entire business model they had. Like, you know. That movie, you remember the website that they were trying to create? They were trying to build? Like, this just tells you how dated the movie is, right? Like, somebody was rushing to make a website that was a directory for when boobs would make an appearance. Like,
when there were
like,
naked
I just
scenes
watched
in
a movie.
movies.
Yeah, nude scenes in movies.
Yes,
and there was already a website that existed.
It was better than theirs. That was the greatest plot.
So I guess the moral of that story is a baby will make you get your shit on track, so don't fuck around.
The moral of the story is wear a condom. Wear two.
Don't
wear two. It will break. Don't give people bad advice. Listen, today we are in the age where that shit will come back to us.
If you're as girthy as Joey, don't wear two.
Yeah, don't.
If you're as girthy as me,
what if, like,
don't forget the rubber bands.
What if? Wait, where are you putting that rubber band at the top?
That's because it's
like
not.
Are you creating like a top knot?
Right at the base,
That'd
because
be cool.
I need
Right at the base.
Yeah, because I need.
That
Because
shit would be
the
terrible.
condom isn't tight enough.
Yo, shout out to
Oh wait, do you have one of those like
Love
reverse dicks? Wait, do you have one of those like reverse dicks that's thicker at the top than it is at the bottom?
Oh hell no! No, I do not have one of those.
We're about to find out. All right,
No.
wait, is that how? Wait, that might set up really well, because we should set up a Patreon. And if you want to get to those exclusive Patreon shots of lewds of Joey's very veiny
I feel like as a crew, we're 10 episodes away from just being porn stars. I feel like this is just
so
where
bad.
it's going. Also, I had this conversation in the chat like a long time ago, and I don't think Joey chimed in, but like, why do you married niggas not have OnlyFans? You're already fucking the same person. You might as well monetize it.
You know,
that's a lot
that's
of
the thing.
answers.
There's another partner involved, and number two, I'm not so into it.
First of all, you've literally forced upon me to envision Joni in all types of compromising positions. Joni is your wife is basically my mother, so it's very strange for me that you've been like, oh, she was on top of me with a blunt. Like, so you're already putting it out there. You might as well just put it on video, make a couple dollars, and
we should make.
Do you want your child being able, or just the knowledge of like there's just videos? That
was kind of a lane I
you
didn't
having
want to go
like
down.
like your parents. Like there are videos of your parents having sex on the internet.
If my daughter found a video of me having sex on the internet, I'd be like, how the fuck you think you got here, my G? Like, what you thought, the stork dropped you off? Nah, none of that's happening right now.
Not that movie. It's not that kind of movie, baby. A stork did not drop you off.
Like, imagine knowing one of your boys, or like a couple, like knowing like probably like a couple of your friends are jerking off to like a video of your parents having sex, of your like they're thinking about your parents,
Bleh.
and
No,
they're
bro.
going home and coming into a sock.
Bloody. I'm fucking tired of you for putting that fucking image in my head. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, if you thought about your parents being on the internet and then your buddies spanking to it.
Yeah.
Because that's
If you're
where we're at.
masturbating right now, it's totally.
Holy shit! Part
If you're
3.
masturbating,
But this is
right
where
now,
we
it's
fail at
not
part
okay.
3.
Yeah.
Everyone just the
Yeah,
wheels
it's not
fall off
okay
the movie.
now.
Well,
It's not okay now.
let's examine that, because first of all, we are in an age where a lot of people are sex workers more than ever has
Yeah.
existed before.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of parents
Okay.
out there. So
Yeah.
it's not like you're going to be the only kid.
And no, I want to see how that plays out.
I'll argue.
I don't
argue
want
that
to.
there was always just enough sex workers because we had plain old prostitution, and plain old prostitution.
is that
was
still
not
a
hide
thing?
that.
Is plain old prostitution still a thing?
It is very much a thing.
Definitely. Yeah, I think
Bro,
so.
what do you think? People still get in their shit.
Well, no,
man.
I know.
Like,
Here's the
listen,
thing. I know that transactional sex still exists, as in, hey, we know we're gonna fuck, but pay some bills. But I'm talking like street corner prostitution. I don't think that's still a thing
Street corner
anymore.
prostitution. Hell yeah, it is.
It's got to be like bottom of like. But the
You
thing
didn't
is,
tell me
like,
you didn't see that in Allentown? I'm sorry, bro. Like,
well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? So in Allentown, all the prostitution goes down on Tinder. I know you guys have never been on Tinder, but like you would.
That's
so you
smarter.
would.
That's
so
smarter.
here's the thing.
I haven't been on.
I'd be on Tinder,
I
right?
got married, and Tinder was already.
Yeah,
Like,
I
just
would.
started, so
I would get on Tinder, and I'd be in Allentown, Pennsylvania, and a lot of girls would have their Snapchat in their bio, and I'm like, why would you want somebody who you haven't even matched with yet to have your Snapchat? So
Right.
I come across this really hot girl, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to download Snapchat and see what the hubbub's all about because I don't want to miss out on this. I go to the Snapchat story, and she's selling meetups. You know what I mean? She's like, hey, $75 for a FaceTime, $100 for this, $100 for that. So then I'm
100.
like,
Enterprise.
So then I'm like, is this like the only person doing this? Because there's no way it's just the first chick that I found. So I kept doing it, and like 9 out of 10 of them were either selling drugs or sex. So what I'm saying is, prostitution, yes, it still exists, but there's no more brick and mortar prostitution. I feel like there's no.
There's brick and mortar prostitution.
Unless you are
There's
bottom of the
definitely-
barrel, like crackhead or something, there's no way.
I-
Because who doesn't
you
have a
know
phone,
what?
bro? Who doesn't have a phone?
You know what doesn't exist anymore is like areas that you would go to that were made for prostitution. I think
well,
that's
no areas made for prostitution. I mean, you mean like a whorehouse?
no,
like
okay,
a
so I
neighborhood,
lived
like
in
Hunts
Queens.
Point. Like Hunts Point.
Hunts Point is one of those spots. College Point back in the day was another one of those spots where you had ladies of the night, sex workers,
You see them all
like
out,
full
outside.
on getting their coffee and ready to fucking ride. Yo, 8 o'clock I can remember this every time going to Blockbuster, and then we would have to cut through the street that they would have because it was literally like a street, and like they would walk up and like, hey, what's up? You looking for a date? And it'd be like me and my mom, my brother. I was like,
Dude, can we just?
I don't think there was a date happening, but yeah.
Can we talk
were
about
just trying to get
the glory of the glorious sex age we're in? Because man, could you imagine like being 30 in the 80s? You got to go to a fucking video store to beat off to get video,
bro.
Or like steal a Victoria's Secret and use your imagination. Girls are not giving it up on dates until like waiting
still
till marriage.
images, bro.
Waiting for marriage wasn't even like
We got HD porn.
It wasn't even like uncommon, like even for like non-secular people. You know what I mean? Like just a regular person would be like,
Think about this. We've got virtual
there have
reality
always been
porn.
hoes and sluts and people very willing. But yes, we do have virtual reality porn.
Virtual.
Have you tried it?
I haven't.
I put. I'm gonna embarrass myself so bad.
Go
right
for
now.
it. Go for it.
I got the the headset that turns the phone into like a VR goggle, and I tried it. It was whack, but I had to try it because I had to say I did that.
Well, what made it whack?
I'm,
Like, give an Amazon review for the people. Save them some dollars.
It's just like I think I've part of it. If you are a human being, there's voyeurism in it, and the POV is not a super sexy thing for me.
Okay.
That might have been what it was for me. Like maybe somebody else. Like, listen, if it came with like a robot fuck it, you know, like
Yeah,
it might have been fucking amazing. Like they've got like all kinds of ones that like you can connect.
Well, they
to
do
or
have
something.
those where you can like shove your dick. They do have the ones
Yeah.
where you can like put the VR goggles on and shove your dick in something and like
Yeah.
feel like
And it
you're
would
getting.
change like different things. Like that would be wild.
see,
I don't know.
I'm
I
not
never
gonna
leave
fuck
the
with
house,
VR
probably.
porn until like when this shit gets real. Like I'm just waiting for it to get to the point that I need it to be at.
If we get
What's
to
the
like,
point you need it to?
what's
Like,
that?
you need like IMAX level.
Like like better than that, bro. Like you
No,
put
no.
on like
Talking about
some goggles and then
Demolition Man.
you are now
Like,
in a porn video, you know, like honestly, you know, like you ever seen the movie Surrogates? Where
Okay,
it's like
yeah.
people are just like living in like, you know, pretty much like the Matrix simulated worlds, and you're really just like a slob of a person getting fed off an IV in a chair, but like I'm waiting for shit to be like that, like that Batman Beyond episode. Like once shit is like that, I'm totally okay with being fed a dream
Good
life,
callback.
just fucking piped into my brain where I'm just a porn star and the hottest rapper in the world forever, and I'm just fucking and doing drugs every day.
Is that your fantasy? Wow. We're gonna
It's
do-
not yours. It's not everybody's.
You know what mine is? I'm definitely like on a ranch, and for the cottage porn lovers out there, that's where I'm at. Like, I want to have like, you know, like beautiful like
You and
beautifully waxed floors.
Bessie Sue from the next farm over getting it on.
Exactly. I want to have. I want to be like rippling muscles, and riding my horse to my bitch. Like that would be it. Like
No,
like-
I went on a date with this one girl, and
Susanna.
I went on a date with this
I'm
one
here.
girl, and I fumbled the bag so bad on this date because this girl was A1 fucking hot, like just she looked like name any porn star really, like she just looked like that, like big ass, crazy ass, super tall, huge fake tits. Big like lip and she had like all the good surgery like before it was even like perfected like it is now. This was like 2012, and she came over my crib.
So no
and
BBL.
We it was like she had like a fake ass and fake tits, but like her stomach was already naturally flat, like she already was like a gym body, and then just like let me just get a little more spice on it. And it was just perfect. And like I fumbled the bag, like I did not scoop that. But I remember her telling me a story where, you know, she was very openly promiscuous, and she told me a story about how she got on Lil Wayne's tour bus, and she said, I didn't fuck Lil Wayne though because and she said this, and I think about this all the time. She said there were so many girls in this bus trying to fuck Lil Wayne that I couldn't reach him, and that's the life I want for myself. Like, think about it. She's like, I was like, how many girls on this bus? She was like, there was like 12 girls on this bus, all trying to fuck Wayne. And Wayne was like delegating girls to his crew niggas because like he couldn't handle that many women. And that's the life I want. I want all of us on a bus when you guys are single in this fantasy. All of us on a bus. Sure. I'm the main nigga because I am the main host of this podcast. I've decided because it was my idea. And all of these girls are just trying to fuck me.
I've been here since the beginning.
You're married. So
I'll get a virtual reality.
So you go upstairs and tell Joni that you are the main host of this podcast, and you're going to get all the pussy that it brings us.
I'll do it.
I'll
do it.
You go tell
ego.
You go grab your baby and say, "I'm off on a world tour to go fuck these women. I'll see you in 6 months," and then just put her on the couch.
I'm sorry,
but
like put her on the couch and just like raise yourself, kid.
But yes, that's the fantasy. Is I'm on the tour bus and I just spread my arms like Jesus, and they all rip my clothes off. And I don't care that they're ripped because I'm rich, and just a multitude of mouths are on me. Maybe a couple of femme boys in there because I need that ego boost. And then I'm just
so wait. Are you got Lil Nas X in this fantasy?
Lil Nas X, he's got to shave the mustache because I don't want any body
He's a
hair
good
on
looking dude.
He is hot as well.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah,
he is. You know what? I still love like the little Trojan horse that he pulled on America with fucking bull riding and boobies to like literally having like sensual sex in a music video, which I was like, I blushed and I had to like walk away. It was like, hold on. Like, what's up with that?
Yes, Lil Nas X will be sucking us off.
Why are you making me gay?
Where's the soundbite? Why are you gay?
You are gay.
Why?
Where's the soundbite?
You are gay. Why are you gay?
Yeah.
I saw a meme like that. Hold on, I saw a meme that said Lil Nas X exists, and a middle-aged black man. Why are you making me feel gay? And I thought that was the best thing in the world. People's response to him and his his art. Really, it's art. It's fucking cool. I love like the imagery that he's able to pull off, the kind of like comedy that he's able to pull off, and just like the sexiness. Like and it's not it's quote unquote like really shaking up like what what you see on television as sexy, right? Because it's been the fucking heteronormative fucking agenda since the beginning of time. Like, it's fucking cool, and I don't know why people feel so complicated about it. Like, my son was singing Montero though. that like I was like, whoa, TikTok, you have done enough. You need to be shut down at this point. Like, literally, he's like, "Call me back." Like, oh, okay. Like, I like it. It's a good song, and he has a nice voice.
But can we talk about
some Corn,
really
Jackson?
It was never a Trojan horse though, because if you follow Lil Nas X, before he technically came out, it was discovered that he did run a Nicki Minaj fan Twitter account. So I'm pretty sure that
Stan
he's
account?
definitely, like, that was not a straight man doing that. So before he came out, I think we already kind of fucking knew.
Did we? Because it was definitely like a little bit of a shift in tone, right? Like, he, like, at least, like, it went from him like delightfully tipping his hat to him like shoving his dick in like
he was like,
face,
by the way,
which was like, by the way, which like that's I will match that energy if you need to, but like that was like that I was like, oh shit, that's who he is. This is good. Like, this is way better than I thought it would be.
I can't wait till Lil Boosie comes out the closet. That's what I'm waiting for.
Can you imagine? And he got jumped on stage, like. That's
recently?
You guys see that?
Wait, what?
Yeah, he got jumped on stage.
Lil Boosie?
By Lil Nas X's people?
Bro, Lil Boosie has gotten away with he beat a
so
murder
much.
case.
Accused of damaging property at State Farm Arena. Several others accused of him destroying stuff. Hold on. It like literally, it just came out that like there was some crazy shit that happened at his show. Like, people jumped up on stage. Yeah, Boosie Badazz. Oh no, Boosie Badazz.
Yeah,
is that a different Boosie? Yeah, same
no,
Boosie.
That's him.
No,
Boosie
I just want to say,
B-O-O.
no matter how problematic
Why are they
Boosie gets,
confusing this?
I will always bump Wipe Me Down. He could shoot me in the foot, and I would still just be head, shoulders, pants, shoes. Because that song, it came on in the club last night, and I had to maintain my composure because I was working, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to maintain that composure because that song. I pull up at the club, VIP, gas tank on, but all drinks on me. Wipe me down. Like, that shit will.
Wipe me down.
I want that played in my funeral.
That is actually
yeah.
Hold on, I can make that happen. I'll make sure that's happened if I.
We've already planned my funeral. That it's gonna be fucking. It's gonna be Project X at my funeral.
Project X. Okay, see, that's a good one.
Liquor, Molly, and whores, and everybody wearing pink.
Damn. Yeah.
That'd be nice.
You should do that just before your funeral. Like,
that's the plan when this shit blows up, or when you fucking put me on the head security for 303 BAM. Oh, you got the video up?
You always say put you on the staff. Like, my nigga, I'm the staff. We're broke. Like, we don't have
exactly.
any
Let me lighten the load. All right, we have the video up here. Video on the screen share sucks, but yeah, that's Boosie, and he's on stage. Yeah, this is a grainy ass video. Videos share on the screen share suck. But wait, is
it's the video itself? It's just garbage.
But yeah, it looks like there are people coming from the back.
He played like 2 minutes in, and literally people just jumped on a stage and started like. I don't know if they get down to the fight, but yeah, man, shout out to Boosie for staying like wildly relevant all the time.
Yeah, man. He keeps himself.
Like, that's not easy, bro. It's not easy.
Well, the going theory is that Lil Boosie is only homophobic because it's the only way he gets attention. There's two theories. There's three theories. I'm sorry. There's the theory that Lil Boosie himself is actually gay, which I think I kind of buy into. There's a theory that Lil Boosie, because he spent so much time in jail, he has been sexually assaulted or at very least come into a gay encounter. And he's not going to be open about it because he is a little homophobic, but like this has made him more homophobic. And then there's a theory that like he only talks about Lil Nas X because that's how he gets eyes on him, which I don't really buy because like he's had eyes on him since before. Like he was always he was getting pretty big on Instagram like 3 years before Lil Nas was even a fucking thought.
There's a culture around Boosie, you know, he's his own right. So I think that theory doesn't make the most sense.
I think the theory is he's actually probably a little gay.
I feel like he just exudes too much of that like the homophobia is like in his DNA. Like that nigga is just like on I was born against this and I ain't got nothing else. Cause like, I mean, there was the thing with Dwayne Wade's son, daughter, I'm not sure how they identify. But Dwayne Wade was like, you know, my child can identify however they want. And that got misconstrued to he's allowing his boy to get a sex change. And he was all like, oh, don't cut his dick off, man. Don't cut a boy's dick off, man. Like,
well, I think that was what started. Because Lil Boosie was... No, here's how I think the timeline works. Lil Boosie was getting relevant off his Instagram lives. As we all remember the line, put your pussy on live, I'll give you $1,000, which... Yes. Great offer. We love to see the...
Did he do it? Did we see that?
No, we do, because Instagram would have blocked that. But I love a redistribution of wealth, so I'm all for that. But
yes, sir.
His Instagram got deleted, and I think the homophobia stuff started a lot after his Instagram got deleted. So I think that was his way of remaining relevant. He still hasn't gotten his Instagram back. So I think he was just like inciting a lot of sexual activity. Girls were twerking on his live, and I think because he doesn't have the signal boost of girls twerking live, he just resorted to homophobia. But I think he's also probably gay. I feel like if you're that invested in what gay niggas do, you're gay.
You're right.
Hold on. So, you know, just having Lil Boosie up on the screen and, you know, Google being Google suggested a nice article for me, which was like not a sentence I thought I would read today, but here we go. Bill Cosby calls on all supporters to help make Boosie Badazz movie a box office success. Now, if that's not the black community sticking together,
well, no, like Lil Boosie has been a writer for Bill Cosby, saying that it's all a hoax and the black community they're trying to kill a black icon. Which I don't buy that because like Bill Cosby was not the black icon when he got arrested. If Bill Cosby got arrested for that shit in 1991. Maybe I'd buy that.
That would have been a different story.
Yo, but can you imagine
way past
Fat Albert like Bill Cosby? Fat Albert, Bill Cosby, right off like the kids do the darndest things, like untouchable. That's just what I'm saying.
Yeah,
maybe that's how he got it. Like,
yeah, I don't think the whole. I just hate the whole rhetoric. I hate the whole rhetoric, honestly, of like they're trying to imprison powerful black men. Like, yeah, they are, but like it's not Bill Cosby. Like they do it on such racism is a thing, is a machine. It exists on a level that is past needing operation. You know, they suppress our neighborhoods. I was reading an article the other day about they're having a new resurgence about white flight in Detroit again. Because the whole thing about Detroit is, okay, if you don't know what white flight is basically when black people move to an area or white people move out and the government stops giving funding to those schools and those after, you know, youth programs and such. Yeah. And then drugs start to run rampant and you know, the roads get fucked up. And because the government's like, oh, black people live here. This was very big around, you know, and then also like people who sell houses, realtors will be like, oh, well, this is a nice white neighborhood. Let's sell it to a white person. But, you know, nowadays people are more about their money. So, you know, a guy's selling a house, he's selling a house to whoever. And when people are noticing, oh, it's niggas around here, they leave.
There's migration.
And there's a new resurgence of this in Detroit that I read an article on. I think, what was it? Sterling Heights was getting a little too black? No, it wasn't Sterling Heights. I forget. Not like anybody listening to this knows Detroit neighborhoods besides maybe one person, but yeah, like there's just a resurgence of it. So like, if you want to like fight for the black man, then fight it on a governmental level, on a small government level, on a large government level. on a socioeconomic level. Don't be like, oh, Bill Cosby's doing this. Like Dave Chappelle's whole thing about like, there's that theory that like, Bill Cosby paid for the podium that Martin Luther King did the I Have a Dream speech on, which hasn't been a claim that hasn't been founded, but it's like, bro, even if that is true, there's a lot, like Bill Cosby wasn't going to save, he was not the Black Superman. You know what I mean? Like, and also Bill Cosby like admitted to that shit like several times. You know what? You ever see that Larry King interview?
You did that shit.
You ever see that Larry King interview?
No, I don't think I have.
There's a Larry King interview where it's like way back in the day where Bill Cosby goes, yeah, you know, sometimes you just gotta slip a little something in a woman's drink and get her out of her way. And Larry King's sitting there like, yeah, of course. Like, this was just shit niggas did back then, and it's fucking terrible. Speaking of movies that hasn't aged well, have you guys seen Sorority Boys?
No.
Sorority Boys.
Okay, so the concept of... I talk about this movie all the time. The concept of Sorority Boys, I forget who's in it.
I remember it.
It's, I forget the actors' names, but it's the dude who played Lex Luthor on Smallville, one of the guys that was in Half Baked. It's a comedy movie. And the premise of this movie is that there's a fraternity of like...
Harlan Williams, Michael Rosenbaum.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And the premise is there's a fraternity that's like the cool guys, and there's a sorority
I do remember this.
of super ugly girls. And the sorority leader is really hot. But the guys are like, well, she's really hot, but she wears glasses. So, you know, we don't know she's hot.
So they don't know.
Yeah, we got the screenshot up of the movie of the cover for the YouTube people. But the premise is these guys are like they're going
dude
for
from Seventh Heaven.
The dude from Seventh Heaven. I forgot he was in it. Wow, what a fucking switch of roles. What a throwback. Fucking 90s.
Look at Harlan Williams. I want you to know another relevant thing before you go on. Harlan Williams created a show called Puppy Dog Pals. For all the parents out there, this is also one of his works. Just remember that. But
in the movie, the premise is the guys dress up as girls so they can sneak their way into this ugly girl sorority and like have a long prank on them. And in the movie, the big joke of the movie, it might even like be on one of the DVD covers, is one of the guys gets drugged at a party and gets fucked in his ass by one of the frat guys. And he like has to do like a walk of shame, and all his boys are like making fun of him. And I'm like, wait, this nigga got raped. Like that wasn't like nobody, like everyone glossed it over as a joke. How did you not
see the dick and balls, bro? Like that was a very like cognizant decision, just so you. So we're all
and then later in the movie, the frat guy is like in love with this girl, even though he drugged her. It's comedy, but like
right.
So speaking of movies that did not age well, I hope. It'd be funny if like this was the episode that got like 200,000 fucking downloads, and this movie resurfaced, and all these guys got canceled, or like the director, whoever.
That would be crazy. That was kind of the thing with Hannibal Buress.
They redo the movie with us three instead, but we make it unproblematic.
But we make it not problematic.
And we make a very, very beautiful film. And we get nominated for Emmys? No, not Emmys.
Oh no, we make it
Tony,
a different
Emmy.
We make it a different
Tony.
Grammys
I think a Tony would
Academy Award.
an
Oscar. We get a Tony, Award. So this is we're gonna make this a musical then.
We're gonna make it a musical.
Oh yeah. We're here's the thing. So we're gonna tie the podcast live episode and then do our Sorority Boys.
So wait, no, let's
Broadway-esque touring show.
I do want to write a movie with you guys, so let's go into this. So I think the premise of this new school movie, to make it for the times, is we get into this sorority, but we don't dress up. We just say we identify as women. All right.
Already on
and then
track.
we just try to fuck them. Right?
Do we try to fuck them? I'm trying to think, like,
that's
what
my
would
character.
Problematic.
What would be like a modern take? No, we're non-binary.
They just fall in love with us.
We're non-binary, but we're also dicks. So we're just pulling pranks on them. I'm trying to think, like, what was... I can't remember what the prank it was they were trying to pull. It was like a...
They threw dildos at each other. Don't you remember that? Like,
but that was before.
They were launching dildos...
That was before. That was how the movie opens. The movie opens with, because the frat house and the sorority house are like across the street from each other. So the guys had a dildo catapult, and they would shoot dildos out of the window into their windows and like smash their windows.
I think that's an acceptable way to fight wars. Like
straight white men are the devil, bro. Like, think about this fucking movie.
Yo,
it's like 3 straight white guys who want to do all these fucked up things to these women. Like,
yeah, even like
it's
before,
funny.
Even before like the essentially rape scene. Like, there's parts in the movie where these guys are like in the shower with these girls and like they're covering up their dicks with soap, and it's like, you are just really like it. And it's so funny too, because like in classic 90s style, the main girl falls in love with the main guy, even though he like basically cross-dressed and lied to get in there, and it's like, what the fuck is going on? So very 90s. So yeah, so if that was your college experience, please let us know in the comments.
Yeah, leave us a comment.
Because that's not the college.
Actually want you on here.
Yeah, that's not the college experience I wanted. I want Project X, not Project Sexual Assault. That's very. That's,
so I want to finish out the podcast.
That's the title of the episode.
I want to finish out on another note. Again, circling back to Lil Boosie and his problematic takes, I'm going to finish out the show with this quote. Martin Luther King would be pissed off right now to see y'all MFs not supporting black excellence and buying my movie, but going to YouTube and other websites making the white man rich. The rapper tweeted. Lil Boosie never changed. That's all I gotta say.
God, I don't want to know what Martin Luther King would be like in present times. But yeah, so that's a good note to end on. This has been the National Meat Treasure. Follow me on all social platforms at thin.cruel.lips. Follow the Instagram and TikTok for this podcast at National Meat Treasure, which I also said in the beginning. I made a new intro, so don't forget to put that in, Joey. And yeah, you guys got any last words?
No, I just want to say one more time that I am proud of you. If you're listening, you're getting up every day. You put this on. That's an accomplishment. Feel good about yourself. Feel good into the rest of your weekend. When you see this, I love you.
Yes, thank you to anyone who has listened and watched. Shout out to y'all.
Shout out.
National Meat Treasure.